Stop throwing in ones, Chop. Start putting them together.
Welcome.
Good game, Chop. Don't break. Beast. He's a beast. He's a beast, baby. Beast. Walk it, baby. Put them together. Okay. In the pocket work.
Hundreds of millions of views.
Yeah.
But when you're watching Floyd Mayweather, you have to pay.
The feud between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford has reached boiling point, with Floyd recently dropping a bombshell, leaking footage of a sparring session the two once shared.
Is Canelo washed up now at 35 years old?
I don't know. Boxing is a lot of wear and tear on the body. Maybe so. I'm not really.
Floyd and Crawford have been trading shots ever since the 50-0 legend called him out for a fight, only for Crawford to shut it down, firing back that Floyd was just trying to steal the spotlight from his moment.
You know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy.
The extreme, posting a sparring session with Crawford on social media. It all went down earlier this year, when both men stopped by Shakur Stevenson's gym. Inside those ropes, they traded a few quiet rounds, an encounter that was never really spoken about. In fact, the only public trace of that day were photos of Mayweather and Crawford dressed casually, giving no hint of what had unfolded behind closed doors. But with the feud at full throttle, Floyd Mayweather lit up social media by posting a 30-second snippet of that sparring, a clip where he clearly looked in control. The message was obvious. He wanted the world to see he's still better than Crawford, a direct challenge to the claims made by Canelo Alvarez, Shane Mosley, and others. And in those brief moments, his reflexes shone. Crawford could barely land, while Floyd slipped and countered with sharp, stinging jabs that painted a very different picture. However, he removed the clip on X after a few minutes, but the footage had already leaked and many outlets had reported it.
Using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core personality and his way
Happened before the fight, back when they crossed paths at Shakur Stevenson's training camp, and the timing of this reveal could.
I think that's some grimy shit. I always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man.
Actually, it was Terence Crawford and his team who brought Floyd Mayweather into their training camp to better prepare for the challenge on September 12th. The boxing icon was asked not only to spar with Crawford and observe his other sparring and training sessions, but also to guide him and share tips that would push him closer to victory in September.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd?
I don't know. I thought you'd hesitate maybe even a bit, but no.
Nah, not at all. That's one of my favorite fighters.
In the footage shared on social media, the two were first spotted by ringside, standing and talking as Crawford and his trainers listened closely to Mayweather's words. Then the pair stepped into the ring, with Floyd guiding Crawford on defense, stance, positioning, footwork, and movement before they began sparring. During the session, Crawford had moments where he unleashed his hands relentlessly, working to crack Mayweather's defense, and he managed to do it well. Later, he eased off the attack, fighting off the back foot and trying to defend against Floyd's punches.
Take Floyd Mayweather in his absolute prime, and I take Manny Pacquiao in his absolute prime.
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd still beats him.
Floyd beat everybody.
You don't believe there's a guy at 140, 147 in the history of boxing that could have beat Floyd in his prime?
It'd be tough. Floyd, man, that boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad.
What makes it, because, and I told people, I said, look at Floyd. I said, Floyd, it's not that he trains, it's his life. And from the very beginning, he said, I want to be the best.
When I fought Canelo, I was 36, and Canelo was 23, around the same age. Some of these guys won world titles and was undisputed champion. I think I don't know, the Tank age, the young low champions. Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts.
After their session, Floyd Mayweather was asked for his thoughts on Crawford's training. Crawford is a hell of a fighter. He's one of the greatest of his generation, and he reminds me of myself and some of my toughest opponents. I like that he's hungry, and I respect that he's trying to build a great boxing legacy.
And the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36 with 40-something fights. And to tell you the truth, I was over the hill. And so when I fight guys, when I'm in my 30s and they're in their 30s, you know what they say?
What's that?
Oh, this guy all washed up.
The footage of Crawford and Mayweather quickly set the internet buzzing, with fans rushing to comment on how incredible it was to witness two boxing legends training side by side, much like Crawford's earlier moment with Andre Ward. Crawford and Floyd training together looks amazing. I'm proud Crawford is making all the right moves, and I hope he wins on fight night. Canelo is definitely not ready for what Crawford is about to bring. One fan wrote. Another added, "That ring is suffering from too much greatness. I honestly think Crawford would win if there was ever a reason to make this real." A third chimed in. Crawford needs to listen to Floyd to beat Canelo. He also needs advice from Bivol. There's something those guys know that most don't. I feel it's their footwork and style, but Crawford just needs to make it click.
Oh, with Roy Jones Jr.
Floyd Mayweather, anybody else that wants to smoke with Roy Jones, you know damn well they can get in it. Has there ever been a question? That's one thing that's different from Roy. That's the difference between Roy and Floyd. Floyd picked who he fought. Roy fought whoever the fuck came to my left. So don't get me fucked. Y'all made me tough. Don't get me.
Do you respect the Floyd 50-0, or is it like?
You gotta respect anything a person does and stay undefeated that long. So I respect it to a degree, yeah. Is it a 50-0 that I think, oh, he the greatest fighter all the time? Nah. Chavez was 80-0 at one point. 80. He could have retired at 80-0.
One fan remarked, "I like how the right fighters are giving Terence Crawford the support he needs. I honestly think he'll get it done by decision. Big thanks to Floyd." But now, the bond between the two has soured badly. Mayweather, with his flawless 50-0 record, is still hailed by many as the greatest pound-for-pound fighter the sport has ever seen. His untouchable defense and his control over the rhythm of every bout made him a spectacle unlike any other. On top of that, his career became a commercial empire, with 4 of the 5 biggest pay-per-view events in boxing history carrying his name.
Jones versus Floyd Mayweather beef. Now, we all know Floyd was showing the videos of Roy Jones getting knocked the hell out. And I said, where the hell did this come from? Why he do him like that? Well, it stems from Roy. We all know, I don't say Roy talking shit, but
Mayweather closed out his career with a spotless 50-0 record, holding titles across 5 divisions and showcasing a defense many regard as the greatest the sport has ever seen. He also became one of boxing's most bankable stars, headlining 4 of the 5 biggest-selling pay-per-view events in history. But when speaking to Real Life Productions, Roy Jones Jr. was asked if Money Mayweather's record alone made him the greatest of all time. His answer was simple: no. Jones explained that other campaigns were even more remarkable. You've got to respect anyone who stays undefeated that long. I respect it to a degree. But is 50-0 enough to call him the greatest ever? Nah. Julio Cesar Chavez went 80 straight. 80. How do you top that? He just didn't stop. Floyd reached 50 and stopped because of Rocky Marciano's number. Rocky died. If he hadn't, he probably would have kept going too.
You're sitting pretty, and I don't know if people realize this, Roy. Your first 50 fights, you didn't get beat, you got DQ'd. Had you been 50-0, would you have stopped?
After I won the heavyweight title and went back down and beat 12 that first time, I would have stopped right there. But it was in my DNA, it was in my...
Jones took particular issue with Mayweather's farewell fight, a 10th round stoppage of UFC star Conor McGregor in his boxing debut. In the end, the debate over who is truly the GOAT will never rest, kept alive by the contrasting achievements and philosophies of these two giants of the sport. On the show, when Floyd Mayweather was asked about Roy Jones Jr., saying he deserved to be called TBE, the best ever, more than anyone else, Floyd responded, "Well, for starters, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And I'm glad Roy Jones feels that way about himself. Every fighter who gave boxing their whole life and sacrificed so much in that ring should feel that way. So if he feels that way, more power to him."
Beating the guys around him, who he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He willing to take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go. Understand me? Because now we probably could have got 3 good fights out of it. You understand me? But because we waited too long, the problem what people don't understand is tomorrow's not promised to nobody. Guess what? We are fortunate that we saw the fight. Because to be honest with you, Earl came back from dead and made it back and fought this fight.
I had one fight at a catchweight, but it wasn't my idea. Anybody can go online and see the article. At one point, Canelo thought I was scared of him, that I didn't want to fight. So he said, "Floyd doesn't want to fight me. I'll meet him at 152 or 152 and a half." I called his bluff and said, "If that's what you want, let's do it at 152 or 152 and a half." After he made the weight, there wasn't any clause stopping him from gaining. He weighed in at 152 or 152 and a half, but on fight night, he came in at 168, maybe close to 170. Me? I was 151 or 152.
He said that. When they were both occupying boxing at the same time, Floyd wasn't sniffing his jockstrap. And I'm talking about Pretty Boy Floyd and Roy. You can't even argue that because we were there. I was there watching both of them. No one mentioned Floyd with Roy. It's not like they're two different eras and you can't compare them. They were being compared and it was.
But Roy Jones is one hell of a fighter. He's done a lot for the sport of boxing, and I'm absolutely proud of Roy Jones. Floyd Mayweather is often regarded as one of the greatest boxers in history. Throughout his legendary career, he defeated countless elite opponents, won world titles in 5 different weight divisions, and, most impressively, retired undefeated, with his sharp mind and financial empire intact. It's no wonder he earned the nickname TBE, the best ever.
I've been in a boxing gym and guys have given me great sparring and great work. They say ass whooping will humble you. I go home and say, you gotta tighten up, champ. Yeah, you gotta get it together, champ. And then sometimes I go home and say, is this for me? I make mistakes, but I strive every day to be a perfectionist. And we all know God only made one thing perfect, and that's my boxing record.
Despite his accolades and flawless record, not everyone is convinced that the 5-division world champion truly lives up to the legend that surrounds him.
To me, people don't give him enough credit. People always say, well, Floyd would beat Sugar. No, baby, Floyd is not as nearly as mean as Sugar was.
You don't think he would have beat him?
How? How you gonna keep him off of him? Sugar is a dog. People don't, just cause his name Sugar don't mean nothing. Sugar is a dog. People don't give him enough credit for that. You gotta think.
As talks about the beef between Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones continue to dominate headlines, new sparring footage from years ago has resurfaced, showing Mayweather rocking Jones and clearly getting the better of him. Just as he's done before, it was Mayweather himself who leaked the clip, almost as if he's sitting on a vault of old sparring tapes. Although he quickly deleted it from his social media, the video spread like wildfire and was everywhere within minutes. This isn't the first time either. Mayweather has been involved in similar leaks before, including sparring footage with Roy Jones Jr.
And everyone keeps saying, man, what's it like in there with Floyd with his speed? You know, it's not even, he's quick, yeah, but it's not even the speed, it's his timing. He'll set those traps, and he'll have you coming in thinking you're going to land something, and then pop, he's there, and then gone. You know, it's all his timing and experience.
Yeah. Does timing slightly translate into power?
Yeah, it does. The hardest shots are those unexpected ones, which, you know,
ones you don't brace yourself for.
Floyd sets you up for.
In the footage, Floyd Mayweather clearly had the upper hand as he caught Roy Jones Jr. repeatedly, while slipping away from Jones's punches with trademark defensive brilliance. That edge in defense was exactly what gave Mayweather control during the sparring. Roy Jones was the busier fighter, throwing punches in bunches, but Mayweather skillfully evaded most of them and made sure that the ones that did land carried little effect. It wasn't a hostile sparring match, but Floyd still managed to rock Roy Jones several times. And of course, everyone in boxing knows sparring is a very different scenario from a real fight.
But my take on it always is, there's a lot of guys that can do good in a boxing gym. I can have 30 bad days in a boxing gym. The boxing gym don't count. You know, everybody, even like different guys, all around the sport of boxing, rave about what they did in the gym. I'm here to let every fighter know, and every trainer know, and every promoter know.
Sparring can be done for several reasons. A poor showing in sparring could simply mean a fighter is improving a specific skill. Still, boxing fans seem to be waiting for this moment, rushing to the comment section to share their thoughts. "I now see why Roy Jones never wants to see Floyd," one fan wrote. Another added, "So Floyd tormented a heavyweight Roy Jones in the past, and Roy still feels he is greater than Floyd. He's probably not even on Canelo's level." A different fan chimed in, "But y'all know sparring sessions mean nothing in boxing, right? I'd only take this seriously if it were an actual fight."
You're there to make your mistakes in a boxing gym. In a boxing gym, you're there to learn. It's a learning experience. You know, I'm not in the gym. When I'm in the gym a lot of times, I'm there to grow and to get better and help guys get better. And I want guys that's sharp help me get better. So just with me being 40 years old, working.
But contrary to what the sparring video showed, according to a boxing superstar, one of the greatest boxers as well, prime Roy Jones Jr. would finish Floyd Mayweather. The pair of legends have been going back and forth on social media, igniting sparks for a potential bout. A contest between the icons would pit two of the greatest practitioners of the sweet science against one another in a showdown that would capture the imagination of the public. Their feud was sparked by a comment where Roy Jones talked down on Floyd. "People always say Floyd would have beat Sugar. No, baby. Floyd is not nearly as mean as Sugar was. For me, I like Floyd and Floyd was cool, but it's like it's going to be hard for me to go take it and beat Sugar. They'd have to do something different, that's for sure," Jones Jr. said. "If Floyd did something different, he probably has a chance. Just the way he's been doing with normal people, what I saw in his prime, that's not going to work with Sugar. Sugar got a third element, heart, right there. We think Floyd got heart. We don't know. We've never seen him challenged. We know Sugar's got one," he added.
His speed, his power, his punch placement, his IQ, the way that he went about boxing. He's a hooper. I like to play basketball. He fish. I like to fish.
Mayweather clearly didn't appreciate Jones's comments, which he showed through several Instagram stories on July 6th, of him watching clips of Jones Jr. getting knocked out in various fights. Mayweather's wordless response poured gasoline onto a contentious topic. And in the aftermath, not only has Jones Jr. now called Mayweather out for a fight, but many members of the boxing community have expressed their opinions about this beef. Terence Crawford is currently one of the best boxers in the world. He is high up the pound-for-pound rankings after capturing world titles in 4 different weight classes. and has held the undisputed title in 2 weight divisions. Fans might wonder who Crawford appreciated as a fighter growing up. Bud claimed he never had a boxing hero, but when asked who his favorite fighter was, he named Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr.
Little bit of online beef. We saw Roy Jones here, you know, him and Floyd Mayweather getting after it. Just what are your thoughts? I know you watch it because I could see the smile on your face.
It's 2 uncles, man, going at it, man. I don't know what to say. I'm, you know, I don't even know how to feel about it. I mean, I do know this. They're fighters, and you know, entertainers and fighters. They're sensitive about their work.
While speaking with fans in Sydney, Australia, Crawford said, "I liked Roy because we had so much in common. He liked to fish. I loved to fish. He loved dogs. I love dogs. He loved basketball. I love basketball. I relate a lot to Roy. So that's why Roy was, will, and forever be my favorite fighter." Floyd Mayweather's work ethic, the things that he did in the ring, not outside the ring. And Andre Ward, the man who sparked it all with his question to Jones Jr., weighed in on what he created during a July 10th interview with Fight Hype. "Oh, you're blaming me for that? Ah, man, I'm getting the blame for this," Ward said of the beef with a laugh. He then added, "Me and Roy having a conversation, man. It's just fighters, man." When asked whether he thinks Jones Jr. and Mayweather will really fight, Ward added, "I don't think they're going to do that, man. Y'all know how I feel about all 3 of them. But Roy was my favorite fighter of all time. I tried to emulate all 3 of them, Bernard, Floyd, and Roy. But Roy is my all-time favorite fighter." And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality content like this.